We are live. We are live. We are live. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, man.
Awesome, Steve. That's what's up. Look like
Yeah,
you got quite a bit accomplished today.
yeah. I had a leak on my lower unit, and I thought it was from one area, and ended up being the shaft seal. So, yep, took my lower unit out, brought it over to the shop. They pressure tested. Yep, seal. Had the parts on
Dang.
hand. He was like, "Here you
Oh, that's
go,"
sweet.
and I just changed everything myself. Yeah,
Yeah, that'll work.
so I bought the parts,
That'll work.
my labor. Yep, and brought
Yep,
it home, put it up, and I'm ready.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
You
so
gonna
shout
fish
out to
tomorrow?
Charlie's Outboards. Alvarado. Yep, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Yeah, Charlie's
Okay.
Outboards in Alvarado, Texas. You guys are good
Oh, Alfred.
guys.
Sweet.
If you're in the area, yeah, they work on everything. So
Yeah. Always good to give shout outs. And it's just like my guy down here
yeah,
over there,
Alvarado.
Holiday. Yeah, over there, Holiday Marine, man. This dude here, he does his best to take care of me, so I always give him a shout out when I can. And it's good to have people like that on your side, man.
Yep,
Especially in my
yep,
situation. Because if I get set back, with a little boat issue, that could kick me out,
right. Yep.
2 weeks or more. Super Dave, what's going on, my man? Dropping the links over there if any of you guys need to get in contact with us. There's Limits Tackle email
Super
and
Dave,
also
what's happening?
Facebook link. And those of you that don't know, Super Dave is part of the show. So any
Yep.
any of the links that he dropped, they are safe.
Man, got a
He's
bunch of comments.
oh yeah. JR, what's going on, man? Danny, Slick part of the moderation also. He handles up over there. Ford, what's going on? Fred. Who else we got over here? All right now. My laptop has been, I guess I haven't been using it enough. It's kind of been squirrely over here. Squiddo. Yeah, JR, I mean it's those fish on that lake right now, man, they, just about even anywhere you go, if you put the time in, you'll find those fish. They there. Not all are aggressive, not all are feeding, but the key is, like I say, the key to fishing Lake Houston all the time, year round, is moving. Steve posted a little clip from his unit the other day, and he what was it, about 200 fish in that school, Steve? Uh-oh, he may be locked up over there. But he posted a scan, looked like he was at a bridge uh, from his unit, and I guarantee at least at the minimum 100 fish in that school. But we don't get to see nothing like that down here. If you pull up on a pile and see 5 or 6 fish, you just did something on Lake Houston. Super Dave. I think Steve's locked up over there. Can you hear me, Steve? Yeah, I think he's locked up. Black Smoke Matters. What's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. Abe the Crappie. Uh-oh, he changed it. Abe the Crappie Bounty Hunter. That's what's up. Devon, what's happening, brother? Yeah, I named this thing uh talking about consistently catching summer crappie. And, you know, give me another swig of this old juice. During the summertime, a lot of times most people just give up on crappie fishing. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. The summertime is one of the best times to be out there because the weather. A lot of times during the summertime, the weather's stable, and stability is what these crappie want. Uh, that don't take it that means you go out there and don't have to make any changes and everything just super simple. You still got to put some work in to to get on these fish, and making changes to your baits, moving, being willing to make changes. I had the winner of that raffle that I did. What was it, about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. But he was out with me today, and I think it opened his eyes on just how much I move on it. Like, you can be on fish, and I mean, I don't care what lake. A lot of times there's fish that's there that's just not aggressive. They're not in a feeding mode. A lot of times there'll be fish there, and it's like they're asleep. And a lot of people don't understand. I truly do believe that these fish do sleep. Um, See if I can get Steve added back in. Can you hear me now? Oh, he's still kind of locked up. But like I was saying, that there are fish that you'll come up on this, they're just not going to feed, and the faster you determine that they're not going to feed and move on, you'll see that you come up on more fish that are willing to feed. Uh, and what you things that I take into consideration, like right now, especially on Lake Houston, the thermocline is pretty thick. Uh, and some days you go there, it's a lot lighter than other days. But right now, for the most part, it's pretty thick. Yeah, Steve's cutting out pretty bad. He's cutting out pretty bad. What's going on, Big Les? Good to see you in the chat, brother. Big Les is another part of the moderation team over there. Really do appreciate you guys coming in and joining in. Todd, what's going on, my brother? If there are any questions about summertime fishing, because I don't say I see it as simple. It's just that I know that there's work that has to be done, and I understand it. So when I go out and put the work in. So it's just nothing that's out of the ordinary to me. It's not that it's easy, but it's what I expect when I go out there. And it's like I say all the time. When I hit that lake, whatever time I get there, I have a big old question mark on my forehead. And you just go out there and put your electronics to work. A lot of times you can see birds along the bank, and they're not there for no reason. They're there because there's bait there. If there's bait there, guess who else is there? More than likely the crappie. All right, look like we got him back again.
Yeah, I'm on my cell phone now.
Oh, okay. Well, you're
Yeah,
a lot more smoother now.
yeah, my tablet. I don't know why I'm not getting a good speed off of it.
Wow.
My phone's getting good speed off the
Yeah.
same Wi-Fi, so I don't know. I got to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. You're a lot smoother now.
Yeah.
That's cool. But I was just telling them about summertime fishing and how to get out there and figure them out, and
Oh yeah.
I feel that summertime to me is better than during the spawn. A lot of people think that the spawning season is the time to be out on the water, but you know during the spring there's a lot of changes that happen within the weather,
Right.
and the weathers affect these fish big time.
Yep.
Uh, Another thing too, and I hadn't put my finger on this. There ain't much I pay attention to dealing with the moon and going fishing, but there is certain moons that pop up, moon phases, full moon phases that pop up that I see that really, really do affect the bite of with these crappie.
Right.
And this past Saturday and Sunday, I'm telling you, those it seemed like all of the fish were on the bottom, up under structure, and you put that jig down there, you'd almost have to hit that fish before it seemed like they would see it.
Oh man.
And yeah, man, I don't understand it. I need to put more effort into researching it so that I can sort of pinpoint what's happening with these fish during this time. But not all full moon phases affect these fish, from what I see.
Right.
but it's just certain ones that I see that really take a toll on them. Slab B, what's going on, my man? Always good to see Slab join us.
Yeah.
Mike Jones.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, I was telling him about that little video clip that you put up that had that 100 or 200 fish on it.
Oh yeah.
Man, we just don't see that down here. I don't care. I have never ever seen that down here. What was that, like a bridge or something you was at?
Yeah, I was going underneath it, and I was side,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Oh man, let me go back and get a little video."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge school of
Oh
fish.
yeah, I was on Cedar Creek.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Oh, Black Smoke Matter say that he seen a school of hundreds of 6 inch. Now these fish were bigger than that.
go bigger.
They say he caught a few of them, but they were tiny.
Yeah, certain times of the year I don't know why, but that's where they'll be.
Yep. Slabby says hot boat traffic. Gotta dodge thunderstorms every day here. Not a fan of summer fishing. Uh-oh. Here we had some pop ups the past few days, but the weather, as far as it's fairly stable. Other than that, these pop up storms don't seem to. I think those fish prefer those because that when it rains, it adds oxygen to the water,
Right.
and especially that like if it rained that evening into the night, the next morning, I've seen that these fish are pretty good. The bite is pretty good. But the traffic, yeah, man, the traffic is horrible,
Yep.
especially on the weekend. The one say met a fellow on the river, and he was shocked that I was fishing for crappie in the summertime,
Hmm.
in the summer heat. He was fishing for bluegill. Well, that's another great species to chase. To chase. Slap me said, "Come on, October."
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, it's just that time.
Yep.
Um, I don't think that these pop-up storms affect the barometric pressure, and I think that that's uh with the weather changes, that's a bigger part of what affects the crappie.
Yeah.
Chuck Adams says, "Hey guys, hope the heat isn't getting to you. OSK, my transducer's back on my turret troll motor, just not for me."
Yep.
Wow. Okay. I had a guy, uh, Corey Kenny, the guy that won that. He's a pole guy too, and I could see that he because I'm gonna tell you, when you got it on a troll motor, you don't always see the fish. You don't always see your jig because you are controlling that boat with your troll motor. And sometimes you have to turn away from the fish to get your boat in the right position to present your bait.
Yep.
But when those magic few seconds happen, you see it all. And to see that fish turn, see him turn, stand on his tail, and you see the action you give that jig, and that fish is reacting to it. There ain't nothing no better. Just ain't nothing no better. So you gonna fish tomorrow, Steve?
I'm gonna try. It all depends. I'm trying to renew my license, so if they
Mm,
get an appointment tomorrow, probably not. But if they do, if they
yeah,
do, I'll go.
sweet. You gonna stay local?
Yeah, yeah, local.
Yeah.
I'll start my lower unit and everything.
Yep.
That'll be good.
Oh, Mark is Corey Kenny's uncle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he ended up with a nice sack today. And we caught up. And another thing too. This is something that I've seen a lot of people do is just because they see a fish, they catch it. And I kept telling Corey today, say, "Hey man, guess what? If you drop that jig down there on a small fish, guess what you're gonna be catching all day."
Yep.
And I was telling him that even though you see that small fish, we're gonna may get to him first. Hold that bait up over that fish and then drop it in there to that bigger fish that's right behind it. And another thing too, when you do that is, these fish guys, they got fins. They swim, they move around. And the little commotion that you could cause, mess around with those small fish, it'll push those bigger fish off the pile or even deeper into it. So, one thing that I do, and I advise everybody to do, is pay attention to the fish you're dropping on, and if you want bigger fish, try to catch those fish first,
Right.
without a doubt. Road hogs in the house. What's going on, my man? Good to
Real
see you
talk.
in here, Murdoch. Yes, sir. Excuse me. Chuck Adams says, I don't mind the heat. I freeze my liquid and sip on them as they melt in the heat. Wear dry fit clothing. Yep. And wear my Hook City Big Bill hat. A big hat is definitely
Yep.
needed. I just installed a big patio umbrella, mountain all in my boat, and I'm gonna tell you something. It makes a huge difference to have a little shade out there. Huge difference. It made a big difference in my boat. But even wearing gloves, I had a client a couple weeks back that was saying, I don't know how you wear a long sleeve shirt out here with all those gloves, and I had my buff on and all of that. And I was telling her how direct heat, that direct sunlight
Right.
is bad for your skin, and on top of that, it makes you hotter. So if you have some type of protection,
Yep.
and then too, like if you're wearing a buff and long sleeve, when you do sweat, the little breeze, if there is some, that helps cool you off.
Right.
Yes, sir. Black Smoke Matter says I seen like a million of shad Saturday night jumping by my boat. Too much bait can go against you. I'll say that. It's good to see some bait. You don't want to see a gigantic wads of it. Yeah, Devon. I've always even way before live scope years ago. I've always said that the spawn was my least favorite time of year. Coosy, what's going on, my man? JR says, how do y'all get the thermocline to clear up? Last couple of times I went, it was so heavy below 79 foot. I had noise reject, high, gain 52, color gain 30. Turn your color gain down to 0. What's that other gain they got? Color limit. Turn
Yeah.
your color limit down to 0, and your main gain turn down to uh, uh, around 48 to 50. It does dim your screen, but I promise you, it will help you see those fish. Because the higher up you run this stuff, it only reads the thermocline hotter.
Right.
It'll wash out your screen without a doubt. Hit them likes, y'all. Devon say hit them likes. I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Another thing. Everyone came out with that new trolling motors in the last.
Man,
Yeah.
did you see the prices of them?
Oh yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Harman came out with some saltwater stuff,
Yep.
and PowerPole came out. Now Minn Kota came out with a
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Quest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking hard at that the updated Ultera.
Yeah.
Um and I tell people all the time, once you go auto stow and deploy, man, it's hard. It's like going live scope, say you're gonna go back to 2D. Payne, what's going on, my man?
Hey, Payne.
Murdoch says, I don't go much in the spawn. Give me miserable winter. Drizzle, I'll have the nice box of fish every time. I agree. I agree. Chuck talking to Devon. I haven't been in over a week, usually off the water by 11. Been spending time with grandkids before school starts this month. Got plenty of fish in the freezer. That's what's up. That's what's up. Still no questions other than what JR put out talking about the thermocline, and that's up. That's what I mean. Especially in the morning times, man. I have my unit turned way down. Now, after 9, 10 o'clock, sun breaks the horizon, and you'll see that thermocline sort of lowers down in the water column and gets a little lighter. For some reason, I don't know why. What controls that? It would seem to me that the hotter the water temp got, the worse the thermocline will get.
Huh.
But it's the opposite. So I'm not for sure what's really going on with that.
Yeah, I finally seen a thermocline. I went to Benbrook and
Uh huh.
saw a big thermocline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's horrible down here. And I'll tell you this, before live scope, I can't tell you how many fish I've passed over by not fishing under the thermocline. But what I'm seeing, 2 to 3 foot up under that thermocline, those fish live there.
Yeah.
And in some days I go out there and it's like they use that thermocline as as a structure. And I've seen where the bait usually never goes below it. But I've seen those fish sit down there, and you can tell that they're in a hunting position because they'll sort of be facing up on a
Right.
live scope. And if bait pass by, I've seen them dart up, hit the bait, and right back under the thermocline. Yep. Murdoch says if you were going to go to a lithium battery for the TM, what amp hour would you think would be better? My TM is a 24-volt Tarova. Um, you know, it depends. I mean, if you go with a 24-volt lithium battery, I'm running a 60 amp hour, and I have zero issues with it. I mean, I can go two full days, and before I have to worry about trying to charge that battery up. Even though I do charge it after every trip, but if you were in a situation to where you had to go a couple days without being able to charge, and Steve, you run what 100 amp hours,
65s on my trolling motor.
but you running 212s, right? 212 volts.
312s.
Oh, that's right, 36 volt. Yeah,
Yeah.
36 volt.
I'd say a minimum probably 60,
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
way,
It's 60.
don't charge it one day, you're not stuck.
That's right. But now the big difference that I'm saying about this is my battery is a 24 volt,
Right,
and
right.
Steve is running three
Yeah, 12.
12 volts.
I'm going to do a 36.
Yeah,
I think the 36 was like almost the same size.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Crappie Crane says myth was fish wouldn't be in the summer thermocline, but I had a few that was submerged into it after and I'm gonna tell you this. I've seen them go deeper under that thermocline, and it's like you're saying, if you spook them, something happens, they will dive down there. But what I've seen is they don't stay down there very long. They'll dive down way down up under the thermocline to where you can barely see them. And the next thing you know, you'll see them nose up, coming back up to 2 to 3 foot under it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they return above the thermocline. Yep, some didn't. Without a doubt, I actually hammered them this past spawn. Found a lot of good fish. Still not a fan of spawn fishing though. I agree. I catch them year round,
Yeah.
but it's that during the spawn those fish scatter and they disperse. I mean, it's just they a lot of them go to the banks, but there's a lot of bank on that lake. Crappie day fish on. Byron B, what's going on, man?
Hey, Byron.
Good to see you, brother. It's about 10 degrees cooler under a umbrella makes a world of difference. I agree.
Oh, yeah. I told you my buddy did a misting system on the umbrella.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Chuck says the right height turret mounts on an independent shaft that is parallel with the trolling motor. Yeah, yep. Well, I ain't gonna talk about it, but I work with a guy that system just turns way too slow for my liking. And what's really bad about it is you can't adjust how fast it turns.
Right. Yeah, they have two speeds. I found that out.
Oh,
They,
really?
yeah, they have. It's a faster RPM and a slower.
Is that for did they upgrade it or something?
You order when you order it, you tell them which one you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because this guy, I don't think.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
if it did, say
and I
again,
through the foot pedal is probably. I bet you could take it apart and put like a variable.
different gear on it or something. Yep. Yeah, but the system that this guy had, there ain't no way I can make that work. I'd rather hold it by my hand.
Man.
I don't even need a pole. I just stick my arm under the water holding the transducer. Didn't have that. Super Dave says, hit those thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate it, Super Dave.
Yeah, last time
SK's
I went out, 9 foot of water was 9 to 12 foot. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
really never fished that shallow, but that's where they were.
Yep. Yeah, I tell everybody, a lot of people, they think that these fish go deep all the time, but you know, I catch fish down here 8 to around 15 foot of water year round. Year round. So if any of you guys want to get out on the boat with me, this is my contact information. And the simplest way to do it is just text message me. That way we have both got records of what we talk about, what we want to accomplish during the trip. Or email. Email's fine too. Thank you, Super Dave. Byron. There's Steve's contact.
Hmm.
Al Booster. Good evening, Crappie family. I hope everyone had a safe 4th. I did. Hopefully everyone else did too.
Man, I seen some stuff today on Facebook. Lake Louisville. I think 3 people died over the weekend.
Wow.
Yep, there was one today. They recovered the body, and 2 of them over the weekend. Man, it's sad.
That's very sad. To go out
Yep,
and have a good time and don't make it back home.
3 people. Man.
Yeah. But I see how some of these people, run these boats, man.
Oh yeah.
And right now on Lake Houston, man, there's so many boats out there with these, race engines on them, and
Yep.
I can see them out there running wide open in the main lake, but man, they're doing it in rivers
Yep.
and creeks. It got all these turns and real sharp turns to where you can't see around them.
And these boats are
And
big. Oh,
yeah, that's another thing too. I seen on I think it was Lake Conroe, a family had their boat almost sink because there was some big old boat that waked them and almost overturned, capsized their boat. Yes, Lab, I see that a lot too. He says that I've seen them use my boat for shade. If
yep.
you if
Yep.
you a lot of times you run your boat over a brush pile and you can see those fish moving away from the brush pile, stand up under your boat.
Yep.
JR says I have color limit 0, color gain 30, gain 52, noise reject high, and could not make out structure that was below the thermocline. Yep. Some of the areas it's been super, super, super thick.
Man.
Yeah, but I take that color gain down to 0. It sort of helps and move that, move your gain down to, 48. I run my gain, especially early morning. Sometimes I put that gain in the 40s and you can still see the brighter returns from the fish. And it really do lighten up the returns from that thermocline. Yes, Slab B, even in the dirty water of Lake Houston, I see them doing that.
Man.
Running up under the boat. Yep. Super Dave says, laugh a lot. I've seen them use our kayaks for shade until we end up scaring them by moving around some. Yeah, I've seen them stay under that boat, and sometimes I don't care how much you back up or turn away, they just stay there. They'll follow that boat. You say they don't like those that son with the big old eyes. That's right. Yeah, SK, I'm talking about 124-volt battery. Yep. If I go lithium on the troll mode, I'm not gonna parallel 212s. Okay. During the spawn, I don't catch spawning crappie at all. I still catch them deep. Yep. I always fish right outside of the spawning area. Byron says, I think the next time I go fishing, I'm going to get some. Say, gonna get some minnows. Try to cover all bases. Hey, man. I talked. Me and Corey was talking today. They was on Conroe, and I think it was with his brother-in-law, I believe. Said that he was over there wearing those crappie out with the minnows, and he didn't want to he didn't want to lose his pride, so he was changing baits like I don't know what. Ended up having to go with minnows to get bit.
Man.
Yep. Me too. I go back out deeper and fish for the females. That's right. I never fish without them, even though I use jigs too. There ain't nothing wrong with using minnows. I talk a lot of noise, but it's just me talking noise. I like using jigs. I like figuring them out. I like to feel the hit. I like the feeling that I get of accomplishment from fooling that fish, and it's just super cool catching fish, regardless of what you use. Dan, what's going on, man?
Hey, Dan.
Blake says just went with a 24-volt 80 amp hour for his Tarova. It's way more than I need. Probably could use it every day for a week before needing to recharge. Yep.
Yep.
Those lithiums will surprise you with as light as they are and how long they last. JR says crappie can handle low oxygen for a short time, but prefer above 4 mLs. I guess that's what is that mLs? What is it?
Milliliters.
Yeah, but dealing with oxygen, I don't think is.
Yeah, I think it's
I don't know. It may be. Josh, is the GPS map unit better than the Echo map? I'm running two 106 SVs. I would like to have the ability to record. If you want to record, GPS map is the only way to go. Those 106s, the resolution of those 106s is an awesome unit. But if you want to record your live scope, that's the one disadvantage those units don't have. And I'm gonna tell you now, I like that 106 better than I do that 1243 that I'm running now. I think it draws a better picture, but having a bigger screen does help some. But if you want to record, GPS map is the way to go. Do you use the rubber pieces for bluegill jigs? You mean like plastic baits? You can. Steve got some 1-inch
yeah,
stingers that
yeah,
work great. Yep. Small is good for those bluegill.
yep. Little micro hand ties.
Or you can use micro hand ties. Yep. Steve got those also.
Yep.
Dale, what's going on, man? I ain't seen you in a while. Thanks
Hey,
for
oh,
joining us. Byron says he used the minnows 5% of the time, only in the summer. I usually tip it with my jig. There you go.
that's what I think a lot of people do.
Yeah. Cut them up. Murdoch, the Tarova has a spec of 56 amp hour draw at full speed. I'm assuming at 50% speed, it would be half that. I cover a lot of water fast and can discharge two GRP batteries, 29 batteries,
29s.
group 29 batteries in a day. Yeah, but I use those just those regular batteries. Back when I had the regular batteries, I just used the regular batteries from Walmart, and I could still get 2 days out of them. And I'm gonna tell you, I run my troll motor to death. I cover a lot of water with my troll motor. SK gives some ideas for tying bluegill jigs. Small,
Yeah,
small and light. I wouldn't tie anything over a 16.
yeah.
Mainly 132nd. You can use number 8, number 6, and depending on the size of bluegills you're catching, you can get away with probably number 4s. But I'd have to stick with the number 8 hooks. And if I'm doing hand ties for bluegill, I prefer the sickles. They work really, really well. Yep, they've been hitting jigs in the summer more than other seasons for me. They still hit the minnows good though. There you go. Fishing 14. Summer they always use boat for shade. Yep. Miss Bertha's in the house. Thanks for joining us. Doing great. How about yourself? Oh yeah, without a doubt. Eye protection goes well right along with skin protection. Without a doubt. See, I'm too blind to have just use sunshade, so I got to get the transition prescription prescription glasses.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't without my glasses, man. There ain't no way I could tie a knot. If I lost a jig, I couldn't find that hole for anything. Josh says, "Is the GPS map units better than Echo 200?" Or we already covered that. I would like to be able to. Yep, yep. We already covered that. Compare between the two. You know that 106, the resolution between the 106 and my 1243 is identical on the screen resolution. So
just
I'm gonna tell you that 106 is a really good little unit.
and for the price, you know,
Exactly. Yep.
a lot of guys paid full price. You probably paid full
I paid full price. Yep.
discount.
Yep. About 6 months after I got my unit, Bash Pro did that half off. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, and they're still doing it.
Yep. Slabby said, "I'll dry the minnow ever so often, mostly summer only." Oh, milliliters. Okay, you was right.
Yeah,
I didn't think you measure oxygen in milliliters
yeah,
though.
yeah. Because it's I think like humidity and stuff, they measure it like that.
Right, right. Slab B, you're right on. You're spot on.
Yeah,
You know that series, that line of Gorman units. Yeah, they getting paid dearly for them. And I don't think I've ever seen them go on sale. The GPS map.
yeah. And I don't know why the Echo Maps can't. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah,
Garmin, I never really asked
they know
them.
what they doing.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
you know what they doing.
And you can't link a GPS with an Echo. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, you got to have all the
Yeah,
same series.
like they're in a different language. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. Yep. Tim said, tried Steve Jigs, tough and good. A lot in the boat. Oh, and put a lot in the boat.
Oh, cool, man. I appreciate it. He
Customer, as long as he does what he does.
giveaway.
Say again.
He won the giveaway 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I sent him some jigs and some jig heads
Yep.
and plastics. Yeah, appreciate it, Tim. He was going
Sweet.
to.
Cool. What's going on, Crappie Setting? That's what's up. My buddy just got a 8616 big money, a 6 grand.
Yeah, I got one. I've had it for 4 years. Nah, probably 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, the owner of Waterside Marine, he got this big old, I don't know, 32, 33 foot uh big old offshore boat, two 350 Yamahas on the back,
Dang.
and then got two big old 16s in the console. I'm talking about, man, you gotta have big money for stuff like that.
Oh, these
Without a doubt.
guys, who's it? That marine place that makes the monitors, 21-inch monitor up front.
Yeah, that's
It-
crazy.
yeah, it's a mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, Devon, that panfish magnet, I used to use them years back, but you don't get near the life out of those baits as you would the 1 inch stingers that Steve have. Yeah, those baits are super tough. Caught some nice bluegill out of a pond today with the hot white 1 inch split tail. There you
Oh,
go. One if it's a split tail, if it's a split
ah,
tail, it's 1.5 inches.
yeah, yeah. That white
Yep.
inch and a half, that thing does some damage.
Yes, sir. It
People
works
don't
really well.
that all white, but
Yep. Yes, sir. SK, I read where Lake Houston made the top 100 lakes in the country by bass smash. There ain't no way. There ain't no way. That may be Houston County, not Lake Houston. Most any southern lake that makes that list has plenty of crappie. Now, Murdoch, that may
you know,
be Houston
so
County, huh?
that's on the cover.
That's no, no. Bassmaster ain't never touched Lake Houston. Yeah, it may have been Houston County, and that's a different lake.
uh, Lunker
Yep.
over there, Houston County.
Yeah,
Sheriff,
yeah. I think that's the one that he's talking about. J Dubs in the house. What's going on,
uh,
my man? Have some hand tie 1/48 ounce with number 8 jigs for bluegill. There you go.
yep, yep.
All right, Ford. Be careful, brother.
Hey, take care, Ford.
So I was using 2 inch and 2.5 inch plastic Monday. I got a few bites, but missed most of them. Went to a panfish assassin, tiny shad 1.5, and they hammered it tip with the crappie nibble.
Yep, yep. Downsized.
Yep,
Yep.
that's the thing to do in the summertime. Yeah, them small jigs is a ticket in the summertime, and it's consistent too. They like the panfish magnet in the brown color. Brown used to be hot here on Houston, man, but it just I had Steve do me some brown orange. That used to be my favorite back in the day, but that brown orange don't do as well. Thump Daddy. That's a great handle. Thump
Yep.
Daddy. Thank you for dropping the link, Super Dave. Crappie Crane says, "What's the biggest hook that can be used on a 1/32 head? The ones you normally buy are kind of small."
I can do like a number two.
Yep.
Yeah, just to send me a message, man. I hook you up with some customs. I do everything custom, so
What's the biggest hook that can be used on a 1/32 jig head? The ones you normally buy are kind of small on some jig bodies.
the hook's small, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually the lower weights they use smaller hooks. Well, a lot of times you want to use a bigger bait on that, and you can't.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that, but yeah, they because they just package them, manufacture them.
Mm-hmm. Devon said, "I got him on Facebook. Say he broke his bubble blade and got it replaced. Says you still using a Mr. Twister fillet knife. I like the Rapala R12,
That's what I got. I got two angler, what they call them.
American Angler.
Yeah, I got two of them. Well, there was a recall, so if you
Uh
go to
huh.
the site and you have the certain model number, you send them a picture of you cutting the cord, and they'll mail you a brand new one.
Wow.
Yeah, I got two of them. I'm gonna send in.
Okay.
Yeah,
What? Oh, I guess they say if you cut the card, you could throw it away or something.
yeah. The trigger, there was a trigger fault. The trigger
Okay.
coming on automatically, I guess.
Ah, okay. Okay.
It,
Fishing 14 says, I've seen those big Gorman screens crack in rough winds and water when running down the lake. Oh, I hadn't heard about that.
nah, only when they hit something.
Yep. Yep.
I know a couple guys had them mounts that swing
Yeah.
and swung at the wrong time.
Yeah. Murdoch says they say at Lake Houston, the lakes on that list are not always lake that the series visits. They just do surveys of local tournament. Well, I'm gonna tell you, you know, them saying that, man, it's I don't even think the lake record bass is double digit
Oh,
on Lake Houston. So that's why I'm saying it got plenty of bass in it, just don't have big bass.
Right.
Daniel says they're biting good today. Blue with pearl belly, straight glitter.
Okay.
Yeah, my bubble blade went out on me. I've had it 5 years. Tell you what, that Rapala is going
Yeah.
pretty strong for me.
Hey, Byron, get that Rapala. You work at Academy, so you get a good discount on it.
Yep,
Rapala lithium.
yep. R12 works pretty good. And I burned through a bunch of fish with that thing. Devon said the Mr. Twister's working good for him.
That's what I started out with Mr. Twister years ago.
Yeah, I gave mine way back. I didn't like the way the blade was shaped.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just too big all the way out.
Right.
Just my opinion on it. But back to these summer crappie, man. Um, today, well, actually, the colors I've been dropping, the water in Lake Houston is really, really clear for Lake Houston. Um, but Steve's uh blue shiner is a bait that he has. It's called blue shiner. It's been working really well. Uh, and I forget what I called it. Other bait,
Which one?
Sparky.
Oh, the
Yeah,
clear
that.
with sparky
Yep,
is.
yep.
Yeah.
That Sparky's been doing really good, and that Gold Dust Pearl, man. Those baits just been almost magic. And it's crazy. You look at the bait, you're like, man, that looks like nothing,
Right.
but they love it. They can see it. They love it. Murdoch says I've always caught more bluegill and shellcracker on a bison colored trout magnet. They just don't hold up. Yep, Steve made me some 1.5 split tail, and they are just as effective, and they don't tear up. That's
Yep.
right. That's right. Yeah, I know a guy that on YouTube. I forget his handle, and that's almost the only color that he used was that bison color, and he did real well. He mostly bluegill fished and did some red ear, but he
Hmm.
used that bison color a lot. I don't even think he's on YouTube anymore.
Hmm.
Bubba Digital Scale. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, they came out with it. I got one friend used it. There was one issue he didn't like. Tournament when you weigh in 7 fish, it didn't do something. I can't remember, but they
Oh,
might
really?
have a software update.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just
Hey,
came with a scale.
yeah. Super Dave got Trout Magnet Man. He's a guy that was on YouTube that
Okay.
yeah. And he did some awesome reviews but I'm gonna tell you now, he did rods from China that was, way more than I'd pay for a rod. But he was like, these things were ounces.
Yeah.
The rods that but he paid a bunch of money in high dollar reels. That's all he specialized in. And but you could tell the way he would reel that thing, they were silky smooth. But his budget was a lot bigger than my budget
Yeah.
for buying rods and reels. Trout magnet man, that's it.
Hmm.
He had a technique called twitching, and I'm gonna tell you something. If you do go bluegill fishing and using light line, and I think I went down to 4 pound test, and I was just doing it uh, with some little light reels that I had, rods that I had, and that technique really does work.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's called twitching. Yeah, that guy he caught some really big bluegill. Danny says I know a guy that caught a 933 bass last year on Lake Houston. Had to look it up to be for sure. Yep,
Okay.
he is still on YouTube. Okay, I just hadn't seen any videos from him. He may have blocked me. I don't know. I used to get notifications from him, but I hadn't seen it. I didn't know he was still on there. I want to say I have panfish magnet and crappie magnet that hold up for me. I never used that bait keeper. on the jig head because it will tear up most plastics. I never slide the plastic all the way up.
Yeah.
And it says it was its own Lake Houston fishing page. Yep.
Okay.
Steve, where's my foot control for my Tarova?
Let's see if they're in stock now. Send me another message, and I'll check as soon as the live comes on. Yeah, they were out of stock on them.
Oh, okay. Murdoch says he's still on. He just relocated to Arkansas from Tennessee. He's not
Okay.
posting much on YouTube, but he's still around. Sweet. Does he still go by the same handle on YouTube? Romy J, what's going on, my man?
What's up, Romy?
Yep. So what's your attack plan for tomorrow if you go, Steve?
Small baits. I'm gonna try out a few new colors. I'm just gonna go local, Lake Waxahachie. Has some good fish. I haven't been there in a couple of years, so I'll just
Sweet.
submerge timber,
Cool.
few brush piles.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep that. I'm gonna release everything. They
Yeah.
got tomorrow.
Another thing too that when I go out with people that fish my lake often, and target crappie, they ask questions while on the trips. They ask questions and we talk about things that I just don't even. I think that everybody thinks sort of the way I do when it comes to fishing for crappie. And there were certain stretches of where we caught fish at. He was like, "Man, you know what? I've never scanned this area. I always just blow through here." I said, "Man, that's good. Just keep on blowing through here.
Yeah.
I'll take care of the fish." But on that note, if you don't scan it, guess what? You don't know if it hold fish there or not. You don't know if it hold structure. So now I tell people all the time when you break down a lake, you pick one little area and you thoroughly scan it.
Yeah.
And he really seen today how small. I mean, it'd be a little old bitty stick up like that, and we catch fish off of it. And I mean, it's especially now with live scope, man. If you put the time in, and I mean, and I show us, man, fish are gonna be everywhere. They are every. I don't care where we go. You put that work in, scanning for those fish, you're gonna find them. You're gonna find them. Yeah, I'm not for sure. Only heard of. I think it's sort of a grayish looking color,
Mm,
dark gray, light gray, if I'm not
he'll-
mistaken. Huh?
yeah, he'll comment on it.
Yeah. Kenneth.
Hey, Kenneth, what's happening, man?
Kenneth says, "What SK is there a remarkable difference with the updated? Oh yeah, that big difference. It's brushless for one. Uses a lot less power and more powerful.
I think it's both 24 and 36.
Yep, yep. One trolling motor, you can either go 24 or 36 volt.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just it maintain. Yeah, like you said, it's powerful, and it's just you know it won't run your batteries down. It's more efficient.
Right, exactly. Okay, so he says gold and black.
Okay, yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I'm gonna start doing kits. Probably like 8 baits. You get a pack of each. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Murdoch says I got hooked on the JDM equipment. I bought some of it. It's a whole other level. I landed a 9 pound largemouth on 2 pound test.
Mm.
It's expensive, but incredible what it's capable of doing. JDM, he talked about the old uh trout magnet man talked about that a lot.
Hmm.
That JDM stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. That's some expensive stuff. Yep. Well, Steve, brother, we're pushing up on an hour.
Yeah.
I think we've covered a lot of good stuff.
Oh yeah, it's good. And I think I'm caught up with all my giveaways. I
I'm
think
not. I'm
la-
not. I still got the giveaway from the other week. I still got the ladies giveaway to do.
so we can do. I'll do two. Yeah, I'll do two real quick.
Okay.
Let's give away two
All right. Well, let me get this thing lined out.
prize pack. Because when I go pack them up, sometimes I forget. So it'll be just a mixture.
So Devon asked SK, why don't you like tungsten jig heads?
Now,
Tungsten and
it's gonna cost like 5 times as much,
right.
and then a fish isn't gonna know the difference. Only thing I can think of is it's half the size per the weight. So if you match 2 1/8, that tungsten will be half the size of it. For 5 times the money, and it don't like graph glass that much. If it comes close to your screen, it will explode your graph screen.
That's the gist of it right there.
Yeah, it's just a lot more dense. But um, a lot of guys are using tungsten for their egg sinkers, which I can see. They don't want a big bulky egg sinker. They can get a lot of guys running 3/4 ounce egg sinkers above their jig with a
Yeah.
1/32 jig.
Yep.
That's pretty crazy. You think about it.
Yep. So look at this comment right here by Blake. He said there was a bunch of mayflies floating in area the other day. That gold dust pearl looked just like them. That's the whole point of
Yeah,
gold dust pearl mayflies.
yeah.
That's the whole point. And them mayflies has been thick out there. Look at this stupid day talking about Ranger boat giveaway.
Hey, that would be cool.
I
What?
wish.
Yeah, tomorrow? No, wait. Tonight's the big Powerball. Man, I missed it.
Oh wow,
They're drawing in about 3 minutes. I think it's like 400 million.
wow.
That'd be a
So
nice Ranger boat giveaway.
yeah, those of you that are new to the live show, well, the way this thing works is I got hashtag crappie exactly how you see it on the screen. You need to type that in your comment box down there and post it. And on top of that, you have to be subscribed to the channel for this giveaway tool to pick up your entry. And it does a random draw and selects a person that will win what Steve is gonna hook y'all up with. Yes, sir. I'm ready for me another bluegill trip, man.
Oh, that's what I want.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, I got a trip coming up, and I think it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Bluegill?
Yep, yep,
Oh, yeah, they're fun.
yes, sir. All right, guys, let's go ahead and look like the comments have slowed down over there. Let's go ahead and do a draw. Good luck to everybody. Just so everybody know, Jeff Noose, congratulations.
Congrats, Jeff. Yeah, just hit me up, either email or on Limits Tackle, Facebook.
There you go.
Yeah,
Super Dave is going to drop the link to your
yeah,
email right
yeah.
there. So either
Just
email
say
or on Facebook.
giveaway winner and send me your full name, address,
Yep,
and then I'll reply with a tracking number. So if you don't get a tracking number in 4 day, 3 4 days, just hit me up again and say, hey, just a reminder.
yep,
But I'll package them tomorrow, and I should label them tomorrow.
cool. All right, you say you're going to do two?
Yeah, let's do two.
So we're gonna do a draw again right here. Let's make it happen. But to finish what I was saying a while ago, guys, any of you that don't follow me on Facebook, this is the only place that I can do these raffles and do it. Slap Buster!
Hey,
Congratulations, man. Slap B. Well, I know he already knows your contact, so I'm not gonna put it back up there. Congratulations. I got to make a trip to the PO anyway, so I'm just gonna do one. I'm gonna do one giveaway for some hot baits that are working for me right now. Let's do it. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Who's it gonna be? Roadhog. Ain't that something?
oh,
Congratulations, man. That's super cool right there. That's super cool. Well, we'll talk. I don't even have to mail your baits. We'll hook up.
yeah.
That's super cool right there. Get them boys out there on the lake. Super cool. But what I was saying a while ago is those of you that don't know, I did a raffle. I don't know 2 months ago. Finally got the guy out on the Corey Kenny out on the lake, and had a great day out there this morning. But that went through so well. I think I'm gonna do a few more of those raffles. Everybody were asking about them. I just didn't have time to put them together. So I'm gonna be doing this on Facebook. It's only on Facebook that I can do this and do it to where I keep the once I get the payment, I can update it. You can't do that on YouTube, so it has to be a Facebook thing. I know there's a lot of people that's not on Facebook and won't be able to participate, but that's where we'll be holding it at.
Or maybe do like save 10 entries for, hey, if you email me, by this time, if they hear about it here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Or a 10 block space or something.
right. And
But they,
there's the
but
yeah, there's the link to the Facebook group page. Uh, I may try to do something like that because I know that there are some people here that's not on Facebook, and
yeah,
I want to include everybody, give everybody a good chance to get out there. I know there's a lot of people that probably can't or don't want to uh, spend that amount of money, for to pay for a full trip. This will give them a way of getting out there. So JVA says, with your boat setup, how much y'all spend a month going to loading docks and other stuff just to fish?
so
A bunch with gas prices.
2 hours drive, two and a
Yep.
half drive. That's a full tank. I even went to one lake and filled my tank up before I left. I had to get gas on the way back. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I got a 32-gallon tank in my Ram.
Right.
Yeah,
It costs a lot of money. It's not cheap.
yeah, and then the boat
Uh,
gas, then
exactly.
breakfast, lunch.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people staying local, because of that.
Upkeep on your vehicle, upkeep on
Yeah,
your boat. I mean, it's not cheap.
all right.
So, well, guys, one last chance. If you got any questions, the only crazy question is the one that you don't ask.
Yeah,
So, if you have a question that will help you catch or get out and get on these summertime crappie, throw it up right now. Other than that, it'll be next week before you can do it.
yeah,
And like always, I want to thank everybody for coming to join us. Sorry we wasn't able to bring you to live last week. Now I was just beat up, tired. This sun is just crazy.
yeah,
How much that sun drains you. But other than that,
yeah,
we're gonna call it a show.
yep,
I want to thank Super Dave, thank Slick, thank Big Les, everybody else that's that's came in.
Yeah, appreciate everybody.
Yep. Yep. Dale says Sam Raver's 150 miles
Yep.
for him.
All.
So that's a haul, you know.
Yep.
Yep. But guys, we'll be back next week. Same time, same flavor. Everybody get out there and wet a jig. And we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah. Take care.